morning, good morning. Another week. Oh, it's a long season, huh? Long season. Quick recap of the game. You look at it, Indianapolis, rough start for us, and you really just talk about back-to-back uncharacteristic weeks for us. And we talked about it a couple weeks ago about the resisting the urge to be on autopilot. And that's kind of where we found ourselves at last week. There was just a lack of urgency, a lack of attention to details and certain aspects of the game that we weren't just truly locked in on, which really ended up allowing the block punt right there. There were just a few key details that we talked about all week and just subtle things that we just weren't keyed in on. And that's the fun part about it, though, about this job. The opportunity when you do hit a little bit of adversity, how do we respond? Just kind of looking at the Detroit game, but then you stack it up with the Indianapolis game. I know the guys are responding the right way. The meeting rooms, they've really been locked in. There's been a lot of accountability and ownership taking place from not only myself, but from the players as well. And so that's encouraging to see. And with that, we move forward. We put our stomping boots down and get ready to go to work.
You mentioned you had the players lead the meetings, right?
Yeah.
What else can you do to break up monotony at this point in the season?
I think the biggest thing is at this point, our process is our process. And so we just kind of just try to continue to stick with that. Maybe it's we get out on the field a little bit more, kind of get away from, change up the meeting space of where we're meeting at and do some more on the field work. And so instead of, meeting in the classroom, let's go meet on the field. Let's have a little extra time of doing a walkthrough. Let's be a little bit more of visual, active learning rather than just kind of just watching it on tape. So that's kind of another way we've been switching up. Actually, last week we did that.
The blocked punt, what kind of went down there?
Yeah, so what happened right there is we had some keys during the week on this particular player was at this position. We could expect this. We're at the right guard spot. We ended up having Patrick Jones was inactive that game, which basically ended up having a new body there, Luigi Villain, new player, rookie. Just ended up having bad eyes right there. They ran a 3-4 twist game, and his three removed himself, so the guy that blocked the punt was actually his man, and he just kept his eyes outside, and the guy just came through the gap. But again, it just comes down to execution at the end of the day, and guys just got to be locked in on it, and, it's going to, at times you're going to make bad calls as a coach, but when you got good players make up for bad coaching or bad play calling, rather. And so, it was just a tough spot right there. And, we're far too good, far too much talent to allow things like that to happen at the end of the day. And, we talk about it all the time. KO talks about it all the time, that we're going to need every single individual on this football team in order to go where we want to go. So you never know when your time is going to come, when you're going to get pulled up. Will Quanker got the call up on a Wednesday right before we had to play New England. And so, guys just got to make sure that they're prepared and ready, and it's my responsibility to make sure that those guys are truly prepared and ready. And so we've been doing a lot of development periods after practice to make sure those rookies are getting the extra work that they might not necessarily get in practice, true time in practice. And so, the post-practice work has been really good for those guys.
You pulled Luigi after that, right?
Yeah, I had to. I could just kind of look at it in his eyes. I don't want to say because, I trusted and had full confidence in him. He was my starting right guard when DJ Warner ended up missing the Miami game, and so the way he played in that Miami game gave me the confidence to put him back out there again. And after the block punt, I kind of just looking at his eyes and kind of he seemed just a little bright-eyed, wide-eyed right there. And, I just had to go with the veteran who I had the most trust and belief in, and putting C.J. Ham there.
C.J. Ham.
Yeah, with C.J., yeah.
Were you able to find a face mask on Chris Boyd? I know you don't want to get fined, but we looked at every tape angle and couldn't find one.
Yeah, and KB had already gotten like 2 penalties in the game at that point. And at that point, he just felt like there was just a target on his back for whatever reason. But no, Matt, to answer the question, no, I did not see the face mask.
As far as that punt return goes, it's kind of the one you've been looking for.
Yeah, it is. A great job. Again, that's the skill set that Rager does possess, is the ability to stretch it, stick that foot in the ground violently and get vertical. And that right there is, what we've been looking for. And, me and him actually had a great conversation yesterday of him just kind of saying, it's like the light is starting to come off for him of, how we want to set up returns, how we're looking to set up blocks. And so, with that, the idea is December football. You want to, especially now that we've clinched the division, we want to start trending in north direction and building up some good momentum as we get ready to head into the playoffs.
What was your favorite moment in the second half?
My favorite moment in the second half. That's a great question, Alec. Probably have to say, probably the screen. Probably the screen to Cook was probably my favorite one. Right then when we, or the 2-point conversion to tie it up. Yeah, I'd probably say the 2-point conversion was probably my favorite.
Wasn't the game-winning kick?
The game-winning kick. Dang. There you go, the game-winning kick. Yeah, that was actually amazing. Yes, that was my favorite part. Yeah, G-Money. Oh man, and that kick right there. Dang, Alec tried to give me the alley-oop and I missed it. Dang. I know, man. Dang. Sorry, Alec. Appreciate it, though. Yeah, the game-winning kick, though. Unbelievable job. Great operation. Great snap. Great hold. And G-Money just continues to answer the bell, responding the right way. Obviously, that gives him a lot of confidence going into it. We got this final home game right here, and then we got, some tough conditions that we'll be kicking in and out in Green Bay and Chicago. So we'll get ready to prepare for that on down the line, but get ready to embrace and enjoy another home game in U.S. Bank Stadium. We'll be rocking a nice little whiteout.
You mentioned William Cuenca. What's he done on special teams that earned him that promotion to the 53?
I think the biggest thing is the physicality. And when he's in the huddle, a lot of the times, during timeout, TV breaks and all that, he's really the guy that's talking in the huddle, and guys can just see the passion that he has for the game, the love that he has for the game, and it just spews out into everybody, into the entire unit. And so guys really buy in and really just want to just play for him. And, and it's just a really good energy that he brings to the football team. But he's got an unbelievable combo of speed and power. And not only that, but he's able to make you miss. He can work edges on you, and he's very, very strong. He's got a really good punch to him. So for him, incredible story. This guy's out of Temple. He was a tryout guy for us when he came in the spring. I love the way that he moved. He had great movement skills, and kind of got together. Coach was like, who you like, this and that. A couple guys, stood out to us right there, and we collectively decided that this was a guy we could see being a part of the team and give himself an opportunity to compete.
Does he have a nickname?
He does not have a good name. Not yet. I have to work on
Kevin
that.
has talked about in his last few weeks, counting snaps for some of the veteran guys and maybe getting some of the younger people in. I'm just curious if that will trickle down to special teams at all. Like if
Brian Asamoah,
if those guys
yeah,
play
for
more
sure.
Defense, do you lose them, or can you still use them? Or how does
Yeah,
that-
so a lot of times you love to keep them on the punt unit, Kevin. That's just kind of how it is. You can look at it across the board. A guy like Franklin from Indy, he was a starting linebacker for them, but he still played left guard. You can look at Rodriguez out in Detroit. He's a starting right tackle on punt, because a lot of the times after each special teams play, there's a TV break, if we're just being honest. And so for BA or any other defensive player, Metellus, that has to start on defense in Detroit, but he still got to play on the punt team, there's a little bit of a break, so they're not on the field already having to transition to a pressure return type of play. So, they're already on the bench, going to the field, punt the football, a little TV break, give them an opportunity to catch a win, and then away to go. So yeah, there are some phases to where we'll have to pull those guys off of. But the way this team is built, we have so much depth at certain positions that it's okay for us to have to lose those type of guys on a kickoff or on a pressure return, a kick return like that, because we're able to kind of not have too much of a drop off right there.
So who's your right guard on the punt team this week? I don't think I've ever asked that
Oh
question.
yeah, Patrick Jones is back this week. Yeah, he's back a full participant, so he'll go back to that spot.
What makes him that good for that spot?
Yeah, he's a big body. He's long. He's got really good roots, because a lot of times you're getting those outside linebacker, D lineman type bodies. Like this week, New York Giants do a lot of big body. There'll be a Leonard Williams in the A gap right there trying to rush up against their pole. And so a lot of times you want to have bigger, tight end, outside linebacker type bodies in those A gaps who do have length, so they can offer, inside hand help for the long snapper.
Anything else for Coach?
Cool.
Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate you.
Thank